What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. The new Ghost Grill is here, but here is a grim reminder along with her. She is a V-Jump promo, so we have no clue when we will be getting her in the TCG. Now, I haven't even read her. I just assume she's hype. I saw my Discord say that she is hype, so let's go ahead and get into it. Also, introducing HeroSync. It seems that Yu-Gi-Oh! Org has their own card game in the works too. That's pretty exciting. Check that out if you are interested. So, Blood Blossom of the Afterlife, what a freaking metal name to go with the looks. Literally bringing back stuff from the afterlife. Okay, let's see what's up with her. Alright, this is a level 1 Dark Fiend effect monster, 0/0 for attack and defense. You can only use this card's name's first and second effects once per turn each, so she gets to use both of them in the turn. If this card is in your hand, you can target a spell and trap in each graveyard, banish them, and if you do, special summon this card. Okay, so she comes back for relatively free. She does help make Link Karibo, so going up Link trees is somewhat easy with her. Okay. You contribute this card, then target one fusion, synchro, Xyz, or Link monster in either graveyard. Weird they left Ritual out. They only went with extra deck this time, huh? Dimensional Barrier. Banish it, and if you do, special summon one monster with a different monster card type. Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link from your graveyard. Okay, this is an overall around busted card. First off, you can like put a Link Karibo on board, then use her effect. But her first effect still relies on your opponent having a graveyard with a spell or trap in it. So maybe Impermanence, if you jebaited it, is really the only card I can think you could bait going first from your opponent to enable this effect. Seems like kind of a going second card there. She's not pitching out of the hand like the normal Ghost Grills and doesn't have the stats of them either, is not a tuner. So maybe not really a Ghost Grill, although Blood Blossom, it really does seem like she goes along with them. The second effect is far more interesting. Again, though, it kind of relies. You contribute this card, then target a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster in either graveyard, banish it. So you can do it on your own, and I guess in decks like Salamangreats, you can set up Xyz and Links in order to revive either one that you want. Interesting that the second effect does not rely on the opponent as well, so there is a kind of turbo out effect, and it's tributing the card, and then also you have the ability to bring it back, potentially to continue Link summoning. Overall, really nice card. Looks like they did a little video on it in the OCG. I wish we had more of this in the TCG with our exclusives. This is awesome coverage by both YGO.org and Konami themselves, I suppose. This is really cool. I'm excited. It seems like a freaking good card. Let's get into some other cards I missed throughout the week, starting with a card that I have read, a freaking busted card. Mechanical Serpent, Murakumo no Orochi. So there's actually like this 8-headed serpent lore from Japan, which is awesome. A big Sneck appears who likes banishing face down. So this is basically what people are crying is the second coming of Fairy Tail Snow, although it doesn't have unlimited recursion. They thought of Snow a little bit. So this is a level 8 Dark Machine, attack/defense, both 4,000 or 2,450. You can only use one of this card's name's effects per turn and only once that turn. So hard once per turn on using either or. So you're only using one effect per turn. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, quick effect, you can banish the top 8 cards from the top of your deck face down. Special summon this card. That's pretty good, especially with all those stun decks, but it's just a guaranteed big body on board later on. You can banish 3 cards from your extra deck face down, then target one face up monster on the field, destroy it. So if it happened to live throughout turns, basically you're using the summoning effect over and over. It's a really big body, and it's nice. It goes with rank 8 engines. It's a machine. It fits in so many gosh dang places. It's actually crazy. And being able to power up more than just Eater of Millions with that banish effect. That banish effect, we're in some trouble. I'm having Grin Manju flashbacks moments from YCS's. This card's gonna be a little bit of trouble in the future. I just sense it. Even with that face down clause in the banishing, I sense trouble from this guy. Now, a card that may be too little too late or have its future formats. I've seen it heavily praised as an amazing card, but also people saying, well, It's a trap card. It's not gonna do much. It basically power creeps Forbidden Apocrypha. Let's get into Get Out with the Downward clan, the Magician clan. I always love these. Slacker ain't taking no more. Not demonetized. Normal trap card. You can activate a card with this card's name once per turn. Target 2 monsters your opponent controls that were special summoned from the extra deck. Shuffle them into the deck, so it doesn't care what kind, as long as they're from the extra deck, including Pendulums if they were Pendulum summoned out from the extra deck. I think this is kind of cool. Shuffling them out means they're not going to get any graveyard or destruction effects. It's targeting, but that is fine too. I think this is overall a really good card. I think we will see formats where this ends up sided in. The current format, mayhaps not, it wouldn't get shoved in, but in the future, I definitely think, well, hey, that's a pretty convenient out to double Colossus, now ain't it? But again, the gates are a thing, the boards are crazier these days, and you're likely just forcing a negate with this card in the current format. Now, a card I haven't read, but I'm pretty excited to. I love spaceships. I know MCole40 is actually a way bigger fan of the spaceship archetype than I, but I've always liked the Gradius and the good old blue T. I really like the spaceship, so let's get into Vic Viper T301. A new card for the Gradius series appears from Gradius 5. I believe the V should be a 5. This is a 1200/800 level 4 light machine effect monster, fitting right in. You can only use one effect of this card's name once per turn. So, hard once per turn on activating either, if I'm understanding it right. When an attack is declared involving your face-up monster and an opponent's monster, so not battle, attack specifically, while this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So it joins the battle in the battle phase. Smart. Other light machine monsters you control gain 1200 attack. You can only use the... Oh, you can only use the first effect. Okay, this is way better than I thought. You can only use the first effect. Okay, so the summoning effect, and while it's out, this is just continuous. I was like, that does not seem like a activated effect. This seems wrong. That's pretty darn good. So Light Machines is very specific. It keeps it locked in. It's not like all light monsters get this. And on any attack, it can just plop on out during the declaration. That's pretty cool. It changes things up. I like this. This is a really good, it does say other, so it doesn't get the boost itself. I think limiting that's fine. That would be kind of crazy to just let 2400 attack monsters pop out during the battle phase. Good job, Konami. I think this is how Legacy support should be. I'm happy with that. And finally, some Monarch stats. That's all I know. I haven't read his effect. I've heard people are somewhat disappointed in Tla'Ka'elel, the Evil King. I'm sure I murdered that name in pronunciation. A new monster who visually is tied to Layer of Darkness. Hey, those are layer tokens, right? That's kind of cool. I only know that because of my stream and Mastered Interflex. So this is a level 5 Dark Fiend effect monster, attack 2400, defense 1000. If this card is tribute summoned, you can destroy any number of face-up monsters your opponent controls whose combined attack are equal to or less than the original attack of the monster tributed for this card's tribute summon. So, whoops, apparently this card is named after the founder of the Aztec Empire. Oh, that's kind of cool. I love when Konami reaches into real life. So, yeah, I agree kind of with the point that it's a worse Dark Dust Spirit overall. Just gains the Monarch stats. Stormforth at 3, you can Stormforth, tribute something, use its effect. Hopefully you tributed their biggest card to wipe other cards. Erebus just makes this look like child's play. Caius, realistically, I think I would rather Caius something and banish rather than destroy. Yeah, I see the disappointment for you Monarch players. An Evil King, why isn't it just Monarch? Or maybe that is a Monarch? I don't know. We won't know until we get the English name, but it has Monarch stats nonetheless, and I would think it would say Monarch. So, that's a bunch of new cards today. I think, overall, if I were to rate them in order, I think this will most likely be meta-impacting, and I think this has definitely its uses. But again, V-Jump Life. We never know when we get those promos. Will it be introduced brand new in a special edition, as they, Konami is now showing they're willing to do that with the TCG, or will we be waiting till Battles of Legend or some set like this to see her. I would think they already have the Battles of Legend 2019 set list printed out, so if they would have had to plan ahead and worked with them, Konami Japan, to have that ready for this, I don't think we'll see that. But again, let me know your opinion on stuff like this. These V-Jump, we don't know when we'll get them kind of things, and how excited are you for Blood Blossom? Do you tie her to the Ghost Squirrels design-wise and everything? She really does seem to fit, and actually looks a bit older than most of the Ghost Squirrels if we're comparing. But I still think that good old Orochi here is going to by far be the most meta impacting, and Get Out will find its time, I think, in some meta game. I really do think this is an insane card, and it just fails against negates right now in the game. And what do you guys think of legacy support? I've seen arguments on this, okay, online already, like, oh, I don't want this crap legacy support for this archetype that hasn't been supported. Guys, this topped a Shonen Jump at one point. You gotta remember the legacy, and I think an update here and there is fine. People complain about pack filler within Yu-Gi-Oh, and here's my thoughts on that. Like, Magic, Pokemon, they cycle sets. They've got to keep putting out relevant bangers over and over, whereas Yu-Gi-Oh, we get more pack filler because we can reach all the way back to the past, and you can't just break everything because then eventually the game itself will break, and I think that's perfectly fine to have cards like this that are really able to be explored elsewhere besides just the meta. But that's my take on it. What's yours on all of this? And thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And yeah, more new cards coming soon, I hope.